Sena, por favor, ¿puedes dejar de tirarme los muñecos en la cabeza? Ahí lo tienes. Vamos a ver. Pues tenía que explorar esta cosa. Aquí está. Nope. Esto no. Vale. Me siguen mirando. Uy, está un poquito oscuro, ¿eh? Una roca. Y barricadas. Vale. Oh, losa de piedra antigua. Desconocido, presta atención a las últimas palabras de Namkuzu. Sé testigo de las consecuencias que estamos sufriendo y llora por nosotros. Hicimos todo lo posible por vivir como querían los dioses. Espérate. Aquí, mejor. Plantábamos y cosechábamos juntos. Compartíamos pan y cerveza. Aceptábamos a los recién llegados con los brazos abiertos, como si fueran parte de la familia. Pero con cada recién llegado, los vínculos de nuestra familia sufrían, y pronto nos convertimos en extraños para los demás. Y cuando esos vínculos terminaron por romperse, mis hermanos y hermanas ya no plantaban más que para sí mismos, y comían y bebían solos. Y fue allí, en ese palacio vacío que nos separaba, donde se enraizó el pecado. Los centinelas de Nergal se han despertado, y claman en nuestra... ¿En nuestra qué? Ah, claro. Está cortado. Pues me lo llevo. No te importa, ¿no? ¿No? A ver, ¿me dejáis pasar? Pues no. ¿Por qué me huele esto a puzzle? ¡Ay, Dios! No, no puede ser. ¡Guau! Y hay pinchos. No pasa otra vez. Vale. He activado esa trampa. Me parece que va a haber más. Con cuidado. ¿Aquí qué hay? Una colección de bla bla bla. Sí, vale. No sé si estoy yendo bien. Más barricadas por allí. Otra trampa. Pues no la voy a pisar. Pues no puedo ir por aquí. A ver. Ah, mira, ahí está la bola. No se desbloquea nada. ¡Uy! Vaya, ahora que hay agua. Espero que no se inunde. Otra bola. ¿Y esta de dónde cae?
When I told you that you would not find a way back up,
Uy.
that was not a prediction. That was a promise.
Pero bueno,
You will die here.
los cojones. Apártate de mi camino, serás tú quien muera. No hace falta que esto acabe en violencia, hijo mío. Por favor, no me hagas matarte. No me hagas reiniciar el día.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted.
Pero porque no es capaz de aceptar que
and dishonored
su gente también
the
es
true
copiota.
God of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Tú escúchame, leche.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Es blasfemo para ti, sinvergüenza. A ver, si se puede destruir algo con verdad, entonces merece ser destruido. No hay nada malo en construir sobre los edificios de otros que vivieron antes que tú. Solo intento devolver las placas que han robado del obelisco profanado. Ay, 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 vamos a ver.
Then you admit it. You wish to destroy the sacred beliefs of my
Uy,
people.
me he enfadado.
I will not allow this. Many
Hey.
of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the duat
Ay,
in
por
death
Dios.
and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin. And yet,
No me cuentes
I
tu vida.
arrive here to find the book of the dead contained only. Did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives,
Pues claro,
simply to
es
trick
lo que
us
hace la
into
gente.
obedience?
Seguramente, pero échale la culpa a tus sacerdotes, no a mí. Es que, telita. ¿Crees ser buena persona no merece la pena de por sí? Mira, ya me he cansado de razonar con él. Voy a dar
Blasphemer!
blasfemia,
You have sealed your own fate.
Un momento, si me ataca romperás la regla de oro. Creo que le da igual, pero bueno.
Good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks,
Ay, por
Osiris
favor.
bellows with
¿Cómo se puede
rage,
ser tan
and
canelo,
his voice
mío?
shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once
No sé, el
and
que
for
se va a hundir
all,
eres tú.
and you
Y me va a hacer
along with
repetir
it.
el día.
The many
¡La madre que
shall
le parió!
suffer for the
Puede
sins of
ser
the
tan
one.
imbécil. Y muero. Y muero. No puede ser. Voy a matarlo. Es que voy a matarlo.
You
No me cuentes tu vida. Aparte de mi
Do not-
camino. Vamos a
I
probar con
disagree.
esto.
You
Ah, me sigue con lo
Then
mismo.
why? That may be true of many things, but does that?
A ver, ¿qué dice? No significa que nuestra súplica merece que...
Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris the god of many names. Perhaps it is
Mira,
so.
si no es por razonar
But
contigo, al final
the
te mato.
underworld of my
Y que te
people
den por
is
culo.
so different to this one, and so unlike the way it was described by our priests. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives.
Ay,
We
hijo mío, me
prepare
vuelves
to-
a contar el
and
mismo
yet
tostón de
I
antes.
arrive here. Did our priests steal and
Vamos a preguntar...
I
probar esta.
am not sure I follow. Speak plainly.
Que eres tonto. Aunque vuestras creencias sobre lo que hay después de la muerte no sean acertadas, ¿acaso lo importante no es que os motiven para llevar una buena vida? Si fuiste bueno en vida solo porque esperabas una recompensa, ¿fuiste realmente bueno? Sí.
Perhaps there is some truth in that.
A que me dejes en paz, a
What
eso
is
quiero
your
llegar.
point?
Vas a abandonar toda una vida de buena conducta cuando más importa solo porque has descubierto que te han engañado. Básicamente.
You are persuasive. Very well. I will let you live.
¿Cómo que te
And
dejaré?
you may do what you
Te he dejado
will
yo,
with that
querrás
plaque.
decir.
I will remain here for a while and attempt to learn what I can about the foundations of my people's beliefs. Go.
Sí, vale. ¿De dónde cae por aquí una roca? Mejor me alejo por aquí. No sé qué va a pasar. ¡Ay, no! Dios, no sé cómo no he muerto, de verdad. Ahora sí que está creciendo el agua. Mierda. Corre. Que se me va a inundar todo si no me voy. Si no te vas, se va a ir toda la mierda, ¿eh? Vas a morir. El agua... no sube ya. Has tenido suerte. Mira, porque no quiero repetir el día, si no lo mataba. Juro que yo me lo cargaba ese. Tonto del bote. Uy, esto me suena. Ya estaba aquí, ¿no? Sí, vale. Ya. Pues vuelvo por aquí. Y por allí. No, por aquí no es. Me he equivocado. Ah, es por aquí. Por aquí.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand.
No, es una
Remarkable.
linterna. Pero bueno. ¿Qué pone aquí? Yo prefería... ah, sí. Por el pecado de... uno
Good to-
solo.
I-
Vale, a ver. Ahora lo que tengo que hacer... lo que me falta por hacer es... hacer que el pavo este calvo sea magistrado. Ah, por aquí. Vale, ¿cuándo son las elecciones? Es que claro, tengo que esperar a que lleguen las puñeteras elecciones. Si puedo convencer a este de que se vuelva... Ay,
Welcome back.
¿a quién va a votar
Well,
usted?
Cynthia seems to know what he's doing. My vote isn't for set.
Pues no.
Nice.
Tú, ¿a quién va a votar?
You
¿A quién va a votar?
Cynthia, military man. No.
Vale.
See,
Pues estos dos no van a votar al que yo quiero. Pero esa... A ver, ¿qué más puedo hacer? ¿Esta a quién va a votar?
vague. It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Galerius, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Porque quiero saber que... A ver, ¿quién puede
All of the
votar?
male citizens who are willing and able to attend.
¿Las mujeres no pueden votar?
That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid.
No podemos
It
votar.
never sat right with me either. There are some women who can vote, Vestal priestesses like myself, but in this case, given my role overseeing the... I can't allow the perception that I... But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to... By using whatever gifts the gods gave you.
Sí, claro. Vale. ¿Podemos
As I
comenzar?
said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But well, I wouldn't describe impatience. Very well.
Ah, mira. Puedo
Citizens.
adelantarlas.
It is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Pero creo que no voy a conseguir hacer que gane. Le faltan votantes. Voy a tener que reiniciar el día y repetirlo todo. ¿A dónde vais? Ah, van aquí. Venga, la vidilla, hombre. No tengo todo el día. Mi calvo, ¿dónde está? Ah, ahí está.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late
Este no,
nominee
este
Gallus
sí,
Galerius
este
Culver.
no,
Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his
este
candidacy
sí,
earlier
este
today.
sí,
As agreed,
este
we shall
seguramente
dispense
no.
with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting.
Oye, creo que va a haber
Let's make
un
this
empate.
quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius,
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius,
Galerius.
Virgil,
Soborno.
Sentius.
Ulpius,
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
Maleolo.
Citizens, you have made your
Galerio,
decision.
Galerio.
Your new magistrate is
Toma.
Gallus Galerius
Gracias por
Culver.
no votar Asensio. Gracias, gracias.
Decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever
Jódete,
wanted.
jódete,
Now that
jódete,
you've put your
jódete,
trust in me,
jódete.
I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius,
Yeah.
release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
¿Qué pasa contigo?
It's almost as if you're trying to extend my lifespan.
Se ha enfadado, se ha enfadado. Pues te va a joder. A ver, ahora van a liberar aquí a este y yo voy a tener las 4 lápidas.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate
Venga,
Galerius
libéralo
here
ya.
has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out?
I'm sorry it took so long,
Voy
my
con
friend.
prisa, tú
And
verás.
it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Bien.
Hello? I'm Dooley.
Sí, soy yo.
Oh, thank you. You're a big... You can
De
have my
nada.
shiny and maybe you can help me find my treasure.
Me
My
lo
friend
pensaré.
Hannibal used to look after me. And he said he always... But before that, he told me, if anything... He
¿Qué era?
gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe. He said there's something very
¿Te
precious
refieres a
way up
sencilla?
high. Please help me find it. Please.
Vale,
Oh,
te
thank
ayudaré.
you.
Algo valioso arriba. ¿No era donde estaba la... La entrada debe andar por aquí.
Hope you find it. In the cisterns. Way up.
Vale.
Oh, look over there. Maybe it is treasure.
Tiene síndrome de Diógenes o algo este tío. Va por cualquier cosa que ve.
And it's just lying out.
Llevo esto.
Maybe nobody wants it anymore.
Y... abre el aljibe superior con la llave de Dooley. En el aljibe superior. Pero eso no era donde estaba la chica encerrada.
Just
Wow! Your lamp is incredible. It's so lovely to see Dooley out and about again.
Sí, ¿no? Unas preguntitas sobre escapar del inframundo.
Tell me, has she...
Ya he encontrado la forma de escapar. Ah, bueno, si esto ya se lo he dicho. Pues nada más. El aljibe superior no era donde... Es que esto es el aljibe. ¿Y el aljibe superior era donde estaba la chica? ¿Qué tesoro puede haber ahí? No, a ver. No, no hay una puerta por aquí a lo mejor. No. ¿Y la llave no será para la salida de ahí? A ver, el aljibe superior es esto. Cómo salta.
The many
¿Qué ha
shall
pasado?
suffer for the
No me digas
sins of the
que ha
one.
robado el sinvergüenza ese. La madre que le parió. No me lo puedo creer, no me lo puedo creer. Puto sinvergüenza. No sé para qué me fío de ese. Madre mía. ¿Y esto? Una mujer romana que está quitando la túnica. Vale. Ah, joder. Pues nada. Gracias, inútil. Me toca repetirlo todo. No pienso volver a liberarlo. Lo siento mucho. Joder. Es que tenía razón el otro. Era cuestión de tiempo que jodiera todo. No, por aquí no es. ¡Au! Mierda el día. Me toca repetirlo. Pues bueno. Joder. Sí, a ver. Se va a romper la regla de oro dentro de poco. Necesito que le digas a todos, excepto a Sencio, que se preparen para entrar rápidamente al aljibe superior. No, no me convence esto. Aún no he terminado de algunas cosas. A ver, le voy a decir, Julia se está muriendo. Rufio está amenazando a tal. Y este se quiere tirar. Tienes que evitar que esta entre. Vea, voy a mandarle a hacerle todo. Que lo haga todo él. Y yo me voy a otro sitio. Que juraría haber visto por aquí un caminito. Aquí. ¿Qué hay aquí? ¿Solo dinero? Pues solo dinero. Sí, ya sé que todo depende de mí. Deja de darme presión. A ver. Antes de poner ahí las losas, quiero volver al aljibe superior y ver si encuentro el puñetero tesoro del tonto este del culo. ¿Cuánta carrera? Venga, a ver si esta vez... ¡Ay, déjame! Por favor. Sí, ¿por qué? Que te den, ya sé de la criatura. Tú déjame ir, leche, yo sé lo que hago. Vuelvo a estar de pie. Toma. Yo quiero subir aquí. ¡No! Me he caído. Espera, ¿te has saltado bien? Las prisas, estas son malas. No, pero sí. Madre mía, ¿en serio? Por favor, vale ya. Salta bien, sin vergüenza. Ahora. Vale, a ver. No te voy a hacer caso. Solo quiero encontrar... ¿Será este de aquí? El aljibe superior, justo. ¡Ábrete, puerta! Uy, pero bueno, ¿se abre o no? Vale, esto es nuevo. ¿Ah? Pero si yo ya he estado aquí. Pero vamos a ver. No puede ser. ¿En serio? Este es el aljibe superior. Se entra por aquí. Entonces el tesoro del sinvergüenza este tiene que estar por aquí. Seguro que es la chica. No. A ver tú. Ya hemos tenido esta conversación antes. Todos morirán.
It's no use.
Pues entonces, ¿qué tesoro quiere que lo encuentre? No puedo bajar por aquí. Pues ya no tengo la misión. Joder. Pues vale. No sé si habré encontrado ya el tesoro del tonto este, pero no se lo voy a dar. No me apetece bajar. Voy a poner las planquitas. Aquí la última, sí que es egipcia. Esta no sé. Se abrió. Vale. Oye, tú atacas. Y tú también. ¿Y su nombre? ¿Cuál de todos? Hades, señor de muchos, concédeme una audiencia. Osiris, señor del silencio. Plutón, padre de las riquezas. Pues si tienen el mismo nombre. Voy a llamarlo. Voy a llamarlo Osiris, como quería el tío de abajo. Está enfadado. Pues no le gusta llamarse Osiris. Quiere llamarse Plutón. Pues que te den por culo, Plutón. ¿Por aquí dónde? Vale. He empezado por Plutón. Ahora voy a llamarle Hades. Vale, es según la estructura del lugar. Esta ya pinta más como egipcia. Así que sí, esta es Osiris. Osiris. Y esto, Negal. Nergal. Cuánta luz. ¡Ay! ¿Qué es esto? ¿El futuro? ¡Qué cambio! ¿Cómo les gusta la tecnología a los dioses, La tierra. ¿Es ella la que me está hablando? ¿Quién es ese? ¡Oh! ¡Tú eres Karen!
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity.
¿Te pareces a Rufio?
Ever since your arrival. You are unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly.
Porque me
There
da la
will be
gana.
time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
¿Cuál es tu
My
historia?
story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific.
¿Quién es la mujer de la izquierda?
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpine to
La que me está susurrando.
Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the Cycle.
Vale.
Your gaze lingers too long.
¿Qué se encuentra a tu derecha?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names.
Ya.
Kumutubal to the Sumerians.
Sí,
Her
tampoco
role
me
is to
interesa
ferry
cómo la
souls
llamáis,
between them.
que ya lo
For
sé.
that, she earned herself the infamous. You will talk more later. For now,
¿Por qué pareces un hombre y hablas como un hombre?
my kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate. In time, we grew fond
Claro.
of the sensory delights it affords: desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can.
¿Eres un dios?
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and
Ya veo
technology
ya la
made me
tecnología que tienes, cabrón.
incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that,
Que me acabo de
there
llamar
are
insecto.
rules even I must obey.
¿Me dejas ver tu forma real?
No. Long ago I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Debo honrar esa promesa, pero si eres el dios del inframundo,
As you wish.
¿qué es este
It has
lugar?
come to be known simply as the Underworld. And it
Por una
exists
apuesta.
because of a wager
Jugando a
I
las
made
cartas,
long
¿no?
ago.
Con un par de copitas. ¿Cuál fue la
That
apuesta
is
que
a long
hiciste?
story. One that began over 3,000 years ago and
Te preguntó qué
continues to this
apuesta, no
day.
cuándo la hiciste.
You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence
No me
and
digas.
ignorance and
Cuéntame algo que no
disease.
sepa, por favor.
Yet Proserpine saw raw potential in you and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For
Yeah.
a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of
Nos expandimos como
civilization,
ratas.
we saw something
Cucarachas.
disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, And soon you return to your old ways of violence and ignorance.
Pues lo típico.
This time, my kin had seen enough and gave up on her kind,
Y esta de
condemning you as
bárbaros,
barbaric and
perturbados.
chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict.
Pero
But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended
Animación
animation
suspendida
in a
en
deep
stand-by
frozen
live
sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him that he would not relent. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows.
crear el inframundo, ¿no?
If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then
Sí, ya se
Proserpina
repite.
and
¿Qué
all of
cojones, un año?
humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her.
No consiguen pasar un solo año
So
sin
that I
matarse
might
entre
take her
unos y
with
otros,
me to
¿verdad?
Elysium
Qué
and
desgracia.
unfold my
Para
goddess
ti.
of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still.
Uf. ¿Quién es tu gente? ¿Quién construyó esta ciudad? ¿Cómo decidiste quién
To
vendría
ensure the
aquí?
wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen
Claro.
at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned
Claro.
from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock.
Gracias por el voto de confianza. ¿Cómo se enteraron los humanos de la existencia del
It
inframundo?
is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that
Se
my
quiere librar
servant
de él.
erased his memories of this place.
Por tocapelotas.
But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream.
Y como la
His
gente es tonta,
tales
se
were
lo cree.
committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh.
El poema de
His
Gilgamesh.
words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly
Como viene siendo
intricate
habitual,
and
vamos.
labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning. And in a series of incidents that will not be repeated,
5
5 of them
escaparon.
escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, Your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed.
Amaba otra
Of
cosa.
course,
Tú eres el responsable de la
that is
regla de
merely the
oro.
name your people have
Claramente
given
sí.
to it, but yes, it is my doing.
No sé para qué pregunto esto. ¿Por qué convertir a la gente en
That is
oro?
a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly
Me está
ambitious.
hartando con tanto diálogo,
Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require, draped herself in jewelry. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second
Me
woman
olvidé lo que
grew
te estaba
envious,
preguntando.
for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen. Well, she checked, but I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering, and I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate
Los
clean.
bañé en oro, claro.
I gilded them all to make way for a new way. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your
Me acuerdo
kind for
de
eternity.
la primera vez que me di cuenta de que estaban vivos. Qué susto me llevé. Así que tú eres el responsable de destrozar todas esas
I
vidas.
give your kind a
Acusándolo ahí.
second
Venga.
chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey,
Y
and
siempre
you
lo
always
hacéis.
disobey,
Forzaréis
you
mi mano.
force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves.
Claro.
And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say,
Uy,
no,
qué digno.
you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
¿Qué consideras un pecado?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever come. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the fact, yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to
Ninguna de las
uphold
personas que crearon la regla ha sido capaz de
Curious,
cumplirla.
is it
Pues
not?
claro. Así es la especie. Parece un poco la has defendido mucho.
Enough. You clearly
Uy, que se ha
know
ofendido.
nothing.
Tengo el don de ofender. He visto cosas terribles que no consideraste pecado. ¿Por qué dejaste que ocurrieran?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me...
A ver,
I've
suicidio.
seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others. However, therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide... Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. The literal
Si nuestra lengua está llena de ambigüedades, ¿no significa eso que la regla es inherentemente subjetiva y poco fiable?
Supposing you are
Aquí ya hablando de
right,
filosofía,
then my
hombre.
law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold
Filósofo.
immediately. Is that what you want?
Suponiendo que tenga razón, se ha incumplido la ley y tendría que convertirlo todo en oro. No, por supuesto que no importa.
Now tell me, What other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
A ver, que no quiero... Un precio desorbitado, servidumbre por deudas, experimentos en las estatuas doradas, secuestro.
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it?
Sí, esa
He did
misma.
so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously. Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
No estoy de acuerdo.
Supposing you're right, and my law's been broken.
No, por supuesto que no, no importa.
No.
No quiero que nos conviertas en oro. A ver, no me extraña que la gente diga que los dioses son crueles. Eso solo demuestra lo poco fiable y subjetivo que es tu código moral. Te cuesta distinguir el bien y el mal, igual que cualquier otro humano. Jódete, me va a convertir en oro después de esto, pero te lo voy a decir.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
No, pero a eso me refiero. Nadie tiene una idea tan clara del bien y del mal como para poder confiarle tanto poder. Te has convertido en un tirano. Bueno, es Hades. ¿Qué quieres que sea? ¿Que regale flores por el campo?
I should strike you down for that.
Está ofendido. Y si lo hicieras, me darías la razón. Basta de cháchara. Voy a poner el punto y final. Basta de cháchara y voy a poner el punto y final a todo esto. Y si lo hicieras, me darías la razón. No más del listo.
Did you have any other questions before your reckoning? Very well.
¿De qué otra cosa quiere que hable?
Good. Then now it is time. Only, it seems...
Parece que algo falla. ¿Qué falla?
Something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But
Pero conmigo no,
when
¿verdad?
I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible?
Bueno...
Carol, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you
que no me
come
recuerda.
here?
Vengo del futuro. Quizás se te olvidan las cosas con la edad que tienes.
You would have us believe that my servant merely forgot bringing you here.
Me he expresado mal. Llegué aquí como hace 2000 años.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
He venido por mi cuenta.
Impossible. No mortals possess
Yo
such
sí,
power.
lo tengo, por eso puedo usar el arco. Sin duda.
I do not believe you. But we shall see just how powerful you are in time.
Tengo
Enough
poder
of
y lo
this.
sabes.
It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
Me gustaría poner el punto y final a la regla de oro.
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
Si haces esto por amor, has de saber que Josefina no te quiere. No te quiere, te odia. ¿Cómo pretendes que vivamos sin pecado si ni tú, o sea, si ni siquiera tú puedes hacerlo, tonto del culo? La regla de oro está corrompiendo esta ciudad y asegurándose de que nunca ganes la apuesta. Básicamente. Es que es así. Él es un orgulloso de mierda que piensa que puede ganar una apuesta. No puedes ganar una apuesta.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation,
Hoy,
and I
yo
expect you
ofendido.
to back it up.
A ver. Ezio está poniendo precios a las medicinas por las nubes porque sabe que nada. Pues Rufio se ha vuelto paranoico. Y Maleolo ha llevado a la gente al servidor por deudas. Claro. O sea, puedo poner las tres, ¿no?
True. I have witnessed him do
Y te da igual. Rufio se ha vuelto tan paranoico que se asusta hasta de las sombras, como de la sexualidad de Virgilio.
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that
Claro. Maleolo ha llevado a la gente a servidumbre por deudas, convenciéndolos de que... Pues eso.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day.
Porque un hombre horrible.
Pathetic. You will need to do a lot better than that. That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I
¿Qué pruebas
committed?
tengo?
What
Espérate.
evidence do you
Alguna
have
tendré.
to support it?
¿No secuestraste tú a Proserpina y la encarcelaste?
These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to exist?
Pues para vivir con esa puñetera regla, quizás.
Then you still have the option to end your life should you wish, and you are no worse off than if I had not intervened. Accordingly, I reject your argument.
Uy, qué orgulloso. Has castigado a cientos de personas de manera horrible, y algunas solo habían cometido pecados menores o ningún pecado.
Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers
Uy,
lived
él.
virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks
Dios mío, qué
before them.
manera tan antigua de pensar, que estamos en el siglo XXI. De donde provengo, el castigo colectivo se lo considera uno de los crímenes más atroces que existen.
How unfortunate that we are not where you are from.
Que te den. Si estuviéramos en el lugar de otro, no querrías que te castigaran por los pecados de los demás.
Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal.
Ah, mira, ya he puesto
Why
la
would you
diferencia,
expect
pero
me
yo
to
soy
treat
un
you
dios
as I treat my own
y
kind?
tú eres
You are
mortal.
not a peer. You are not a respected equal.
Qué
Let me
racista.
ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated?
Pero no hace falta
Do
que
you
me llames
care for their
insecto.
well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
Vamos a
I
mentirle.
warned you not to lie. You will make a fine statue.
Pues no me queda otra. Tendré que hacerme una Herculea. Porque me salen dos opciones y son las mismas. Arco dorado o arco de madera. El arco dorado, ¿no? Si quieres matar a un dios, mátala con un arma de dios.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god,
Pues
with
tendré
that
que intentarlo, ¿no?
primitive weapon?
Entrad en mis aposentos. Quedaos con mi corona. Puede que seas inmortal, pero tu amada no lo es.
How dare you threaten her? This ends now. The many
Entrad en mis aposentos, ha dicho.
the sins of the one.
¿Tus aposentos dónde están, guapa?
You vile, despicable creature.
Adiós con el corazón. Me voy, me piro. Adiós. Qué vergüenza. No me hagáis caso. Corre, guapa, corre. Vamos a correr. Mejor me quito todo. Pero guárdalo. Ay. Mierda. Como me pegan un disparo más me matan. ¡Abre, abre! Por aquí. Ah. Es que no me puedo curar de alguna manera. Ay, no me mates, por favor. Zig-zag, zig-zag. No, no mueras. No me lo puedo creer. ¿Me he matado con eso? Ah, genial. No, toda esa charla de nuevo, ¿en serio? A ver. Vale. Me lo voy a pasar todo. No podéis directamente. Lo mismo, lo mismo. Hablemos de otra cosa, que es este lugar, la apuesta que hiciste. Cuando termine esto guardaré partida. ¿Quién es tu gente? Ah, esto no se lo había preguntado antes. Joder, me he equivocado. Ajá, vamos a hablar de otra cosa.
Enough. Then what an...
Ay. No le había preguntado eso.
I'm able...
Ah, vale. He visto cosas terribles que pueden considerarse pecados. Suicidio.
Now, do I now?
Vale, a ver. Voy a probar a decirle esto.
That sounds improper. Carol, does this mortal speak the truth, or should I?
Perhaps the waters.
But as long as your past remains shrouded, why?
A ver, quiero ponerle punto y final.
House. I am well aware of the story told. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the...
Dejarla en paz.
It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew... Accordingly, I
Rechazo tu argumento.
These people... Then you... Accord...
Uy, qué coñazo de hombre.
Let me... Do you... Of course not. Because that would be absurd. Just as it would be absurd.
Uy, 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 uy. ¿Qué te hace que seas superior a mí? Los tuyos y los míos no pueden ser tan distintos, dado que te enamoraste de uno de los nuestros.
My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal.
Eso me parece arrogante. Igual no eres tan distinto a los humanos como piensas.
Bah! For a moment, I thought you might have been building to a point. But I see now you are just a heuristic
Pero si el prepotente eres tú.
He cannot know.
Huh. I see what you're doing. You are trying to undermine the... You...
Pues que te den por culo.
Pathetic. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. You will suffer each other.
Adiós, me vuelvo a ir. No, no me mates. Dejadme en paz. Ahora voy a guardar partida, no sé que me vuelvan a reventar la cabeza. Déjame, ¿eh? ¿No? ¿Cómo me has dado? Sin vergüenza. Venga, paliza de gratis. No, venga ya. Madre mía, se hace complicado, ¿eh? Si no puedo defenderme... Uy, está muy oscuro, ¿no? Vale, ya me he enterado. Vamos dando saltitos. Déjame. 3 disparos más y muero. No puede ser. Me voy a cagar en todo. La madre que lo parió. Que te den. ¡Ah! Joder, la colleja. No me va. Venga ya. No me disparéis más. No me disparéis más. No me disparéis más. Que me cabreo, Tú, muérete. ¿Muérete? Gracias. Vale. Hola, hermano.
Salve, friend.
Supongo que esto es para un final, para intentar salir todos.
Oh, sounds serious.
A ver, te voy a mandar mucho trabajito, ¿vale?
All right.
Ahí te quedes tranquilito, corre. Haz ejercicio, que te viene bien. A ver, misión. Tengo una paradoja, pero lo que tengo que hacer esto es enseñarle la corona. Supongo que tendrá alguna relevancia eso. ¿Tendrá alguna prueba? No. Ah, jolín. Las prisas son malas. Las prisas son malas. No sé si podré matar a Hades, pero si veo que tal, pues lo intento. Como se me vuelva a revelar, le revienta flechas doradas. A ver. Aquí era... Plutón. Plutón... Hades. Osiris. Y Nergal. A ver. Hola de nuevo. Vengo a darte la paliza de tu vida.
And here you are.
Aquí estoy.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Él, que es un dios, ni siquiera sabe lo que está pasando con el tiempo y...
Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, but the one and I've been and what
no me cuentes tu vida. ¿Ves esto? Es la corona de Proserpina, Perséfone. Y se la lanzo.
I would recognize that anywhere, and yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it?
Se la robé después de matarla, en otra línea temporal, porque soy todopoderosa.
You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
Puedo seguir con esto todo el día. No quería matarla, pero si no pones fin en la regla de oro, volveré a hacerlo. Tantas veces como sea necesario.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager.
Ay, pobrecito, humillado y solo. Si no te quiere nadie, hijo mío. Esa es la idea.
Perhaps you are cleverer than you appear, mortal. I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you.
A la mierda.
But know this. If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
Solo queremos volver al mundo.
Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
¿Porque soy especial? No me obligues a matarla de nuevo.
Enough, foul creature. This is not something I've decided. You see, once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox.
Claro.
What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready?
¿Todo listo? Vamos a acabar con esto. Supongo que todo listo.
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
Qué guay. Y volvemos atrás en el pasado. Al. Amigo mío, ¿qué haces aquí?
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright.
Te recordaba más viejo.
Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
He venido en tu busca hace tropecientos años.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Claramente no vas a saber quién soy.
Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet.
Oh, Valerio.
Apparently there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, foiling an assassination attempt, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to her. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
De hecho, era yo.
What? Oh, I see. For a moment there, I thought you were serious.
Claro que no.
Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
No, no quiero ir, no quiero ir, porque luego no se puede volver. ¿Por qué quieres ir? Te acabo de salir. No tengo el arco dorado. Ah, hemos vuelto. ¿Quién eres?
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead. No.
Ten cuidado con la mano. Pues ya está. Esto se ha acabado. No va a haber ninguna Karen aquí, ¿verdad? Ah, mira, la Karen.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
No, lo ha encontrado. Llegará en un momento. Si no se cae del acantilado, claro.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Muchas cosas. He descubierto que no eres quien dijiste ser. Recuerdo haberte conocido hace 2000 años. Caronte. Tenemos que hablar.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
No te creas, ¿eh? ¿Quién eres?
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
¿Cuál es la verdad?
That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
Entonces, ¿esto no acaba o qué? ¿Cómo he muerto?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma.
Se me debió de caer una
Most
estatua
souls would rather
encima,
not
seguro.
remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know?
Sí,
As
quiero
you
saberlo.
wish. You were murdered.
Me asesinaron.
You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight,
por Dios, qué mala
you were set
suerte.
upon by 2 thieves.
Puedo vencer
A nearby hiker saw the
al rey
scuffle
del
break out
inframundo,
and
pero
leapt
no puedo
to your
encargarme de
aid,
los ladroncitos.
trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al
Estamos
Word.
los dos muertos.
You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some. And so it was my duty to bring you here.
Plutón dijo que mi moneda y la de Al eran las últimas que existían. ¿Eso qué te
It
dice?
means I am now bereft of purpose.
Pues nada, la
There is
jubilación.
nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
¿Puedes devolvernos a las
I
tierras que
see
los
no
vivimos?
point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now.
Hey.
Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Mientras
Sounds good to me.
Hundo
And
la
you?
barca en el
Are you ready
océano
to go
para
home?
que no volváis nunca. Muy bien, Caronte, llévanos a casa. Digo, Karen, llévanos a casa. Unos años más tarde, en el museo. ¡Hemos revivido! ¿Tú quién eres?
Hey, you made it.
Anda.
It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news.
¿Qué me crees?
So
cuando
after
te
we
dije
got back to
que-
the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius's tablet, and I found something strange. I'm
¿Sí?
sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
¿Qué me quieres enseñar? ¿Una estatua mía?
Oh, hello.
There she is.
¿Galerio? ¿Eres tú?
You're finally here. Remember me?
Espérate, esto no es el mundo real. Me han engañado, me han timado, eso no estaba en el contrato. ¿Qué haces aquí, Galerio?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only
mola la
ever had
tecnología
that one
nueva.
conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
¿Qué es de tu vida,
I
Galerio?
used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course.
Sí,
It's
que no
hard
le den
work,
por robar,
but
que
I
lo
sleep
meten en la
soundly every
cárcel.
night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Vale, me parece bien. Ahora estás con
I
Esquicia.
know. I can't believe my luck
No tiene
either.
pareja.
But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
Claro que sí, hombre. Me alegra haberte
Of
visto,
course, there's a
Galerio.
whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you. So you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Ah, que están todos en el museo. Se han puesto de acuerdo todos para venir. Lo tienen ahí de maleta.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you.
Me alegra verte,
So,
Esquicia.
you're the hero
Esquicia,
who
Esquicia, no
somehow
Esquicia.
vanquished the last of
Esquicia.
the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm
Ay,
just
no pasa
teasing.
nada, hija.
Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
Claro, hombre. Eso está muy bien. ¿Qué es de tu vida?
Hilarious and I are engaged and expecting.
Ah, que
We've
está
just bought a
embarazada.
lovely villa in
En
the
cintos.
countryside, with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of
Ah, lo tienen de
course.
maleta,
It
Duli.
feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us.
De nada, hombre. ¿Cómo está
Oh,
Livia?
it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's
Sí,
here.
vale, se lo preguntaré.
See
Me
you.
alegro de verte. ¡Ey! ¿Qué pasa, maleta?
Hello, I'm Dooley.
Recuerda quién
Valeria
eres,
said
Dolly.
you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad
De nada,
place.
hombre. Siento que no hayas encontrado tu tesoro. Es que no me apetecía buscarlo. Lo siento, no se podía conseguir
Treasure.
todo en esta vida, ¿vale?
Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now.
Ah, vale, entonces.
Que-
Entonces bien. Me alegra verte feliz.
Bye
Nos
bye.
vemos, Duli. Voy a buscar a otro. A ver. ¿Tú quién eres? Ah, Horacio. Ay, eres calvo. Pensaba que tenías
Hi there,
pelo,
I'm
pero con el casco no
Horatius.
se veía. Hola,
I
Horacio.
understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life.
¿Qué
I'm
haces?
living up
Eres
north. I'm
militar,
studying
¿eh?
in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day.
Te tendrás que
The
acostumbrar a
world's
las
changed
armas de
a lot.
fuego, ¿eh? Piu, piu.
But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, see, still. I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways. The ones who pioneered our paths aren't on.
Vale. ¿Y qué le ha pasado a tu amigo
He's not
Domicio?
Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC. So he started some kind of underground
Vaya.
blood sport tournament, like we had in Rome.
Uno que no
Suppose
se
it appealed to
acostumbra.
people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck finally ran out. And his life along with it. You know what they
Claro.
say.
Pues ha desperdiciado... Qué pena. Ha desperdiciado su
Perhaps.
segunda oportunidad.
See you at drinks later.
Hola, Esencia.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Sí, lo soy. Me alegra verte de nuevo.
Actually,
Esencia.
I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Centius
Ahora se llama
after what
Cynthia.
happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple.
¿Y qué pasó?
She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time.
Pues
But
sí.
he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is we'll never see him again.
Me parece bien.
Anything
tu
I
vida?
want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do
¿por qué ahora tienes
whatever I
derechos?
please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me because it's
Alexa.
just awful out there.
Hay
Barbarians
bárbaros por todas
everywhere.
partes. Pues sí, sí. Me
You
alegra verte
too.
de nuevo.
See you around.
No voy a preguntar por Sencio porque no me interesa. Hola, Julia.
You're the...
Sí, soy yo.
Oh, of course, sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you. And
De
of
nada, hombre.
course, getting...
¿Qué de
Oh, I
tu vida?
barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English
Oh.
at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was.
Ah, bien.
Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus,
vivo aquí,
but much more
claro que lo sé.
comfortable. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about.
Me alegra verte.
I
feliz.
really am.
¿Qué pasó entre Maleolo y Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital. As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to after the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me. I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
No sé lo que significa.
Thank you. You're very kind.
A ver, ¿qué le pasó a Aurelia?
Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince and how she was going to be living the high life from now on.
Sí.
Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently, he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic... Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Some people have all the luck.
Pues ya te digo. Al igual que el oráculo, veo grandes desilusiones en su futuro.
Really?
Sí, sí. Seguro que la van a dejar.
Better already. Thank you. You too. If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the story.
Te tomo la palabra.
So.
A ver, ¿quién tienes aquí? Ah, Lucrecia, hola.
You are here. It's nice to finally...
Hola, Lucrecia.
I'm making an effort to
se llama
blend
Lucy
in,
ahora.
as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile.
Claro.
If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off.
Sí.
So...
Le amenacé. ¿Qué es de
I'm
tu vida?
studying to get into medical school.
Ah, quieres
as
ser
much
médico.
as I resented
Qué
the
bien.
responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive. When it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if
Paciente,
begrudgingly,
paciente, claro.
one patient at a time.
Me alegro verte de nuevo. A ver, ¿quién más queda? Aquí hay 4, 5, un par más. Hola, Giorgio. Pareces diseñador de moda. Por la ropa que llevas.
You must be the legendary oracle. It is a sincere...
Sé quién eres, Giorgio.
Told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that,
De tu
I am
vida.
reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last
Decorador.
2,000 years, I
pues
barely
mira.
recognize it. This, perhaps, one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and some... I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the...
Cuenta conmigo.
You...
Nah, si es que ya no me pide explicación ni nada. Fabia. Hola, Fabia.
The one we've been waiting. I
Hola.
wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life. I don't know how you knew.
Porque lo
I
vi.
would have been crushed by that.
De nada.
I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night.
¿Qué es de tu vida?
It's not like I have to work with all the silver Karen gave me, so I just do what makes me happy.
Ah, que son todos
Mostly that
ricos.
means baking for my friends
Vamos, que
and
Karen
looking at
les
memes while
dio
binging TV shows and
calderilla
yoga
para bien,
pants.
¿eh?
What a
Qué
time to
envidia.
be alive.
Me alegra verte feliz.
Thank you. You too.
Madre mía. Sí que ha salido rentable lo del inframundo, ¿eh?
Greetings.
¿Tú quién eres? Ah, no me suena tu cara, ¿eh? Ay, espérate. Tú eres el anciano de abajo.
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about.
Ya nos hemos visto antes, aunque no espero que me recuerdes.
We
Claro.
have. I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any
Se llama
case,
Philip.
I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century.
Qué
What's
suerte,
it? And
¿verdad?
it seems I have your catabasis to thank for.
¿Qué
I'm
haces
working
tú?
as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics
Nah,
at
me
Cambridge
imaginaba algo
University,
así.
helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again. My sincere thanks.
Vamos a ver, ¿qué tenemos? Tenemos aquí
Good
a
evening.
Octavia. Hola, Octavia.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god, but thank...
¿Qué te
I'm living in
cuentas,
Rome again,
Octavia?
in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place.
Consejera de crisis.
After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people.
Ah, bueno, está bien.
Thank you.
Vale, a ver, siguiente. ¿Tú quién eres? ¡Ay, Livia! Uy, que mira, ¿verdad? Cómo va vestida y con su corte de pelo.
Greetings.
Me alegro verte
Thank
también.
you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined... I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while. At least until I'm well enough to be...
¿Has leído algún poema bueno últimamente?
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loft.
Bien dicho, bien dicho.
And you...
Me alegro verte. Está aquí
Some
diciendo
soiree, innit?
tumba. ¿Cómo no? Tenía que aparecer este señor.
Oh, hello at last. You must be the Oracle.
Hola,
Listen,
Desio.
I wanted to express my
Me
sincere
caes mal, me sigues
appreciation
cayendo
for
mal.
what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulate. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
No hace falta que me dé las gracias. No ha sido... No lo he hecho a
Such a
propósito.
acerbic wit. I love it. I
Quédate
took the
tu
money I
vida.
made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market.
Ah,
That's
cómo
where
no.
the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the Oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next.
No, ya no
I
veo el
can't decide
futuro.
between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms.
Aunque pudiera, no te ayudaría.
Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius.
Alquiler de DVDs. Les espera un futuro brillante. La televisión va a ser la siguiente gran innovación. La prensa impresa va a volver a ponerse de moda. Vamos.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as
Que
much
te den
stock as
por
I can
culo.
tonight.
Ah, la mierda.
Of course, don't let me keep you.
Chao, chao, bacalao.
What is up?
Ah, cabash. Aún tengo una flecha que meterte en el culo, ¿eh?
It is an honor to...
Gracias,
you
cabash.
know... Oh, of
Pues
course.
claro que lo sé.
You are an oracle. I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place.
¿Qué es de tu
For a
vida?
time, I returned to Alexandria, but instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths, and I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the...
Buena suerte.
Thank you.
Y que te den.
Hello.
¡No! ¡No! Mira cómo van de juntitos. Y van a juego. Tienen la misma pose. ¿Estos dos son pareja?
Hello.
Rufio. Te había visto yo. Ay. Os voy a dejar para lo último.
Hello
No.
there.
Mierda, me he equivocado. Hola, sencilla.
I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own
Claro.
name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
Se ha llevado su merecido.
I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, you can try some of our very own wine.
Gracias.
Thanks.
Este de aquí es Supio.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I understand I have you to thank for sending the...
De nada, hombre.
I'm
de tu
living with
vida.
Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard. Every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty. So we're living each day to the fullest. Sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine. And I...
Me alegra verte feliz. Venga. Y ahora... Ay, mi parejita. Vamos a ver. Hola.
Nice to meet you.
Placer, hombre. Yo también me alegro de verte,
I go by Rufus now.
Rufo.
New start, new name. For telling Galerius how to treat my rheumatism. I probably would have lost my mind if it wasn't for that willow bark.
Claro.
Although I think your people have a different name for
Aspirina.
it.
Sí.
Aspirin, I believe. Thank you.
De nada.
Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff.
Descuida. ¿Qué es de tu vida?
I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very
Vive con Virgilia.
modern. Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet.
Poquito a poco, poquito a poco. Tenías razón, las estatuas nos estaban observando.
Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the
Hay
new
cámaras
world.
y teléfonos inteligentes por
Security
todas
cameras
partes.
and
No se
smartphones
puede bajar la
everywhere.
guardia, claro que no.
Got to stay vigilant.
Por desgracia, es cierto.
You too.
Encantada de volver a verte. Pero si es pareja, ¿verdad? ¿Verdad?
It's so nice to finally meet you. I wanted to thank you personally and for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff,
Es pareja,
but
¿verdad?
once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow.
¿Qué
I'm
es de tu
studying
vida?
to be an architect again and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean... You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate
Claro.
you are.
Poquito sí, hombre. Pero si es pareja, ¿verdad?
You too, as Rufus said in his own laconic way. If you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we...
Pero si es pareja, ¿verdad? Para mí sois pareja. Pero no hay nadie más. ¿Os he visto a todos ya?
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Me vas a presentar... Ah, mírala. Esta esperaba
Sorry
ver
if I
yo.
frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
Reconozco esa
Allow me
voz.
to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal.
Una
and now
mortal cualquiera.
a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
Habréis seguido como siempre.
Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without...
Hiciste lo que pudiste, gracias. ¿Creaste tú el bucle
I did.
temporal?
I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the
Claro.
cycle of life and renewal.
Por eso
After
podía
witnessing Pluto
hacer...
punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they need. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him that prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own
vale.
life.
Por eso le
so that
pidió...
it could only be
Vale,
used
vale.
selflessly, to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier, he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We are all fortunate you came along when you did.
¿Qué ha sido de
I don't know
Plutón?
what happened to
Se ha
him.
pirado, ¿no? Se
I
ha ido
haven't
ya
heard from
pa...
him, and I rather hope it
pa
stays
arriba.
that way.
¿Y qué ha sido de
Oh, she
Caronte?
inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke,
Vaya
she
por
was
Dios.
working on a new world of some kind. She
Se
wouldn't
aburre
say what it
mucho.
was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will.
Puede
One
ser.
day.
Ha sido un
And
placer.
you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
Sí, por
Good.
supuesto.
Because they remember you. Well
¿De verdad?
done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed
No,
to the underworld
¿en
and
serio?
returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
Las estatuas también volvieron. Final 4 de 4. Supongo que el final 4 de 4 es el mejor que puedes conseguir. Y ya lo he conseguido. Pues se acabó. Qué bonito. Ha estado bien. Un mensaje de los desarrolladores. Nos encantaría crear juegos incluso mejores en el futuro. Ah, vale. Pues se acabó. Ya no hay más. Miraré qué finales son los demás. Por ahora, esto se ha acabado. Finito.